Good evening, universe, and welcome to my new Booktube channel. I'm going to start off by answering some Booktube Newbie Tag questions. One, why did you start this channel? I started this channel because I like to read. I think the Booktube community is a lot of fun, and I basically just wanted to kind of interact with it a little bit more, put my voice and face into it. 2, why do you love reading? I love reading. This is an odd question for me because I don't know why you would be on Booktube if you don't love reading. So I feel like everybody kind of knows what that's like, but basically I love reading because I like getting to explore characters and universes and things like that that are completely out of the sphere of my life. I love seeing the way that words work together to make magic, essentially. Number 3, what book or series got you into reading? So this is actually a hard question for me to answer because I started reading really young, so I have no idea what book it was that was like the magic, like, this is what I want to do. I did have, one of my dads used to read The Hobbit. To me, I had, a lot of early, like, hey, books are cool, enjoy them, and that sort of thing. So I have no idea. I was too little to remember. 4, what would you ask your favorite booktubers? I don't really have any questions for my favorite booktubers, but so I'm just gonna tell you who they are, and by they I mean she, because it's basically just read with Cindy. She's super funny. If you're watching this, then you probably already know her because she's pretty popular in the Booktube community. But she's super funny. I love her kind of irreverent and yet still extremely insightful sense of humor. She's great. If I had to ask her a question, nope. No, I still don't have one. 5, what do you think will be the biggest challenge in making this channel? Alright, so I have 2 co-biggest challenges. And the 2 biggest challenges that I'm going to face are 1, deep anxiety about putting myself into the universe, which is a struggle for me, and 2, figuring out editing software. I've started messing around with it a little bit already. It's going to be an adventure for sure. 6, when did you start reading? This kind of goes back to my earlier answer. I started reading when I was super little, basically right away. When I was born. No. As soon as I started learning letters and things like that, as soon as I had books, I started reading them. So I don't exactly remember what age I was when I started reading, but I imagine it was basically as soon as I figured out how to translate language onto pages, or rather to translate pages into my brain via language. 7, where do I read? I mostly read at home. Occasionally I'll read on my lunch breaks at work, but for the most part I like to be home and comfortable, so I mostly read like in my bed or at my desk, where I can be nice and cozy and have some peace and quiet. What kind of books do you like to read? I like to read mostly young adult fantasy, which is interesting because my favorite series, at least I think it's my favorite series, is All the Wrong Questions by Lemony Snicket, and that is not a young adult book, nor is it a fantasy. Not really. It does have some like magical, not exactly magical, but like mystical elements, but for the most part it's just a mystery. It's kind of like a children's noir sort of book series. But for the most part, I really like the very popular genre of young adult fantasy. I'll occasionally traipse into like young adult science fiction. I do like a lot of middle grade. Like I love me some Rick Riordan. I don't know if you can see that. You can't. Never mind. But I love a lot of Rick Riordan's books, like Percy Jackson, Magnus Chase. Yes, so good. Yeah, I love Laini Taylor. Yeah. Welcome to my channel. Hope you enjoy. Hey guys, it's Kat from the future. I realized I didn't introduce myself in this video, so my name is Kat, or Catherine Fenquist. I just wanted to pop in here at the end because I recorded this like a month ago, and then I became extremely intimidated by editing software and didn't do anything about it. And when I say a month ago, I mean hopefully about a month ago, because ideally I will have edited this quickly after having said that. But since I'm not sure, basically I recorded it before the murder of George Floyd, and therefore before I became aware of the incredible level of systemic racism that is going on across the world, but where it's highlighted for me the most is in the United States. So I didn't say anything about it in this video, obviously, because I was not informed at the time. Now that I know a little bit more, I just wanted to make sure that this is still going to be on our minds, that we are continuing to use this momentum to push for actual change that will be lasting, that will matter, that will save lives. So if you guys want that too, check out some of the petitions I've linked down below. If you can, maybe donate. If you can't, then I've also linked some of those YouTube videos where you can just like watch them, and then the ad revenue gets donated to Black Lives Matter. Obviously, I don't have a platform yet, so I don't know how much good it's going to do, but I still wanted to put my voice out there. If I'm going to be speaking out on the internet, I figure I may as well at least try to continue to support things that matter. So my door just opened. The moral of the story is support Black lives, continue this momentum. It's important. Let's make this change stick. Check out those links. Thanks. Good night, universe.